What if I told you that the greatest gift a woman can ever give you is walking away? Not her affection, not her loyalty, her absence, that silence you're feeling right now, the one you hate. It's not punishment, it's a mirror. It reflects everything you refused to see when you were lost in her smile. Her leaving didn't break you, it revealed you. You thought she was the one. You made her your center, your light, your reason, and then, just like that, she disappeared. No warning that made sense, no apology that healed. Maybe she left you on red, maybe she found someone else, maybe she just got bored. And now here you are, staring at old photos, replaying every moment, obsessing over what you could have done differently, wondering if you should chase her. But chasing a woman who walked away is the fastest road to self-destruction. Because if she left without hesitation, that says everything about how she saw you. You weren't a priority, you were an option. And men who want to be chosen do not beg. They rebuild. You don't plead for someone to see your worth. You disappear until they feel the void of your absence. This isn't revenge. This isn't about making her miss you. This is about becoming so grounded, so steady, so powerful that what she did no longer defines who you are. That's masculinity, that's composure, that's strength, and that's what this video is all about. I'm going to break down 10 brutal truths every man needs to face when she walks away. You're going to learn how to kill the weakness, kill the fantasy, and kill the urge to chase. You're not just going to heal, you're going to evolve into a man with presence, with dignity, with silent power, the kind of man who no longer gets shaken when someone walks. This is your wake-up call, not to win her back, but to become the version of you who never needed her in the first place. If you're tired of feeling like a backup plan, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose dignity over desperation. Now here's the first truth you need to understand. She walked away because she could. And that's not an insult. That's clarity. She didn't leave because you weren't enough. She left because she believed you wouldn't. She believed you'd chase, that your confidence lived inside her validation. And deep down, that killed the attraction. Because a man who needs her is a man she can leave. A man she doesn't fear. Losing, you might think it was sudden. Maybe she said she needed space. Maybe she said, it's not you, it's me. But here's what no one tells you. Women don't just wake up and leave. It builds over time. Through every moment she tested your limits and you let it slide. Through every time you made her your peace instead of finding your own. Through every time you forgot your mission and made her your purpose. The moment she knew you'd stay, no matter how she acted, the moment she realized she had you emotionally locked, the game was over. Not because she's cruel, because that's psychology, that's human nature. We do not value what we believe we control. So what do? You don't beg, you don't chase, you do not try to prove your worth. You become still, stoic, unbothered, because when a woman walks and you don't react, it rewrites the narrative. She expects you to crumble, to plead, to come crawling back, but you don't. You go silent, you go inward, and you level up. She walked because she could. Make sure the next time someone tries, they realize they can't. Not because you're bitter, but because you're better. Because you became solid, grounded, untouchable. You're no longer a man who can be discarded. You're a man who commands respect, not by force, but by presence. Number 2, pain is the door to power. It's not your enemy, it's your entry point. Most men run from it. They numb it with distractions, with casual hookups, with alcohol, with fake positivity. But if you're serious about evolving, if you're done begging for validation, and ready to become the man who commands respect, not chases it, then you need to sit in that pain. Feel it. Let it hit you. Let it tear through everything weak, everything dependent, everything soft. Because underneath that destruction is the foundation where your power is born. You miss her? Good. That means you had something real to lose. That sting in your chest, that's not weakness. That's the first spark of a fire that burns down the version of you that tolerated less than you deserved. This is the moment you stop asking, why did she do this? And start asking, what part of me allowed it? Because that's where everything changes. Stoicism teaches us that we don't control what happens, only how we respond. And the response that shifts your entire life is this: you stop running from the pain and you use it. Because pain is honest. It doesn't lie like hope. It doesn't sugarcoat like fantasy. It tells you exactly what's broken: your people-pleasing, your neediness, your emotional dependency. It puts them all in your face and says, fix it or stay here forever. Most men stay broken because they refuse to rebuild, but not you. You take the pain and you forge it into discipline, into silence, into focus so sharp that even your absence becomes louder than your presence ever was. Pain is the door. Walk through it, because on the other side is a man so solid, so locked in, so dialed into his mission that no woman could walk away from him without feeling it in her soul. But to become him, you have to walk through hell and own it. Number 3, emotions lie, facts don't. Your emotions are screaming at you right now. They're telling you to text her, to fix it, to chase, to explain yourself. That maybe it's not over. Maybe she just needs time. Maybe if you just say the perfect thing, she'll come back. No, that's not love. That's ego trying to undo rejection. That's fear pretending to be hope. And it's lying to you. Stoicism is about slicing through that fog. It's about seeing what's real, not what we wish was real. And here's what's real. She left. That's it. No matter the reason, no matter how good it used to feel, no matter what she said, she made a decision. And when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Not with emotion, with logic, because facts don't lie. You felt a connection. So what? People fall in love with illusions all the time. The real question isn't what you felt, it's what she did. Feelings are cheap, actions are truth, and her action was clear. She walked. So now you act accordingly, not with emotion, not with desperation, with discipline. Emotional men chase closure. Logical men create it. They say, she's gone. That chapter is done. And they start writing the next one. One where her name never appears again. That's power. That's clarity, that's control. The longer you let your feelings lead, the longer you stay stuck in a story that's already over. So stop arguing with reality. Stop romanticizing someone who chose distance over your presence. Trust what she showed you, because once you accept the facts, you become untouchable. Number 4. Your attention is currency. Stop spending it on her. Every second you give to thinking about her, checking her profile, replaying old messages, you're draining the one thing you can never get back: your focus. And here's the brutal truth. Attention is value. It's power. It fuels attraction, builds presence, creates energy. And when you keep giving that power away to someone who's already walked out of your life, you're telling her and the world that she still owns you, that you're still orbiting her while she's already moved on. That is the opposite of power. That is submission. That's self-betrayal. Stoicism teaches us that what we focus on shapes our reality. So if you keep focusing on her, your reality will always be her, even when she's gone. But if your focus shifts to you, to your mission, your growth, your peace, then your world starts to elevate. You begin to rise, and here's the twist. When she realizes you're no longer watching, no longer chasing, no longer waiting, that's when the power flips. That's when the silence starts speaking. But by then, it won't even matter to you. Because you'll know the truth. You never needed her attention. She needed yours. So stop giving it away. Stop feeding a ghost. Your attention should be building your body, your business, your discipline, not burning in the background of someone who let you go. Every thought you spend on her is fuel you're stealing from your own fire. So light your goals up, build your future, and leave her in the rear view, exactly where she chose to be. Number 5, attraction through indifference. Here's what no one tells you. The more you want her back, the less likely she'll ever return. But the second you stop caring, that's when the game changes. The paradox of attraction is brutal. Desperation repels, detachment attracts. When you pull back, level up, and stop reacting, your silence begins to echo in her world. You think she forgot about you? No, she's watching. Even if it's just in her mind, she's checking to see how you'll respond. She wants to know if she broke you. But when she sees no reaction, no chase, no sad posts, no "I miss you" messages, that silence hits harder than anything you could have said. Because silence screams indifference, and indifference is magnetic. It's the quiet confidence of a man who doesn't beg, doesn't flinch, doesn't need. Stoicism isn't pretending to be okay. It's being so grounded in your mission that her absence doesn't shake you. You become the calm in the storm, composed, focused, dangerous. That energy doesn't just attract attention, it forces people to confront what they lost. And when you stop feeding the connection, it starves. In that emptiness, she'll either remember your value or she won't. But either way, you win, because the goal was never to bring her back. It was to become a man she could never reach again. Number 6. Cut contact. Cut fantasy. Cut the cord. No contact isn't a trick, it's war. It's how you stop bleeding energy into something that's already over. And it's not just about ignoring her, it's about reclaiming your power. Cutting contact means killing the fantasy, the illusion, the version of her that only existed in your mind. Because let's be honest, every time you check her social media, ask about her, or replay old memories, you're not moving on. You're self-sabotaging. That cord you feel, it's not spiritual, it's psychological, it's emotional. Slavery. And it only breaks when you make the decision to kill hope. Hope is the enemy now. It's the whisper that says, maybe she'll come back, but she left. And the version of her you loved, that version is gone. You don't move forward by blocking her number. You move forward by blocking the story. No fantasies, no mental rewinds, no what-if scenarios. Treat her absence like a death. Mourn it, then bury it and build. Stoicism teaches acceptance of what we can't control and mastery over what we can. You can't change the breakup, but you can end the loop. You can unplug from her world and reconnect to your own. Number 7. The comeback isn't for her, it's for you. Let's kill the biggest lie right now. This glow up, this grind, this transformation. It's not about showing her what she lost. That mindset keeps you chained to her. It puts her in the lead role of your story when she doesn't even belong in this chapter. Your comeback is for the man you left behind while trying to impress her, for the version of you that got soft, lost purpose, and abandoned your mission. To win her affection, your revenge isn't in her regret, it's in your rise. Stoicism teaches action without applause. Not because you want attention, but because you respect yourself too much to stay the same. You don't hit the gym to get her attention. You do it because the man in the mirror demands more. You don't chase success to prove her wrong. You chase it because your legacy requires it. And when she finally looks back, you'll be so far gone, so elevated, that you won't even flinch. She won't recognize you. And she shouldn't, because you didn't change for her. You remembered who you were without her. Number 8. The more you need her, the less she needs you. Neediness is poison. It kills attraction faster than any flaw. When you need her, to text back, to stay, to see your value, you already gave up your power. Because in human dynamics, the person who needs less always holds more. It's not cruel, it's instinctual. We chase what's scarce. We devalue what's always available. When you were calling, texting, showing up emotionally 24/7, you weren't being romantic. You were signaling dependency. And that made her pull away, not because she's evil, but because the energy flipped. You crowned her the prize, and in doing so, you stepped out of your masculine frame. But now you shift. Now you detach from that scarcity mindset. You stop seeing her as a loss and start seeing yourself as the opportunity. You don't need her back, you need your power back. Stoicism is about standing tall in who you are, not performing for validation. And when you operate from grounded purpose, she feels the shift. You're no longer begging for her energy, you're protecting your own. That's when you become magnetic, not because you're chasing, but because you're finally standing still. Number 9, she will regret it, but you won't care. You don't see it now, but you will. One day, she'll remember, not because you tried to trigger her, not because you played games, but because you vanished, because you rebuilt, because the version of you she walked away from no longer exists. And the version you've become, she can't even access. Regret doesn't come when you plead. It comes when you disappear, when your silence speaks louder than your words, when your evolution makes her realize you were the real thing, and she lost it. But by then it won't matter. You'll be so far beyond the pain, so grounded in purpose, that her name won't even stir emotion. Not anger, not sadness, nothing. You'll have built peace where there used to be chaos, direction where there was once confusion. And that pain she caused, it will have become your fuel. You'll thank her, not because you want her back, but because her leaving forced you to become the man you were always meant to be. Stoicism says don't wish for easier paths. Wish to be stronger, and now you are. Her regret, it's not your trophy. It's just a footnote in a story she no longer gets to read. Number 10, replace her with purpose. Not another woman. One of the biggest traps after a breakup is trying to fill the silence with someone new. You jump into the next situation. You look for comfort, attention, distraction. But here's the truth. You're not healing. You're hiding. You're patching a bullet wound with a band-aid, and it never works. You don't replace a woman with another woman. You replace her with purpose, with vision, with the fire that turns heartbreak into hunger. You build yourself into a man no one ever walks away from again. Not because you're perfect, but because you're whole, centered, focused, untouchable. Another woman might make you feel wanted, but she won't fix the root. That's your job. That's the inner work. That's facing the silence and refusing to run. It's rebuilding when no one's cheering, choosing growth over comfort, discipline over desire. It's waking up with fire and going to bed with peace because you've stopped chasing love and started chasing legacy. That's the Stoic path. A Stoic man doesn't rebound. He realigns. He doesn't numb the pain. He channels it. Into business, into health, into meaning. He stops asking, how do I replace her? And starts asking, what am I here to build that outlives me? That's when everything changes. That's when your life becomes so full, so purpose-driven, that no woman can complete it. She can only complement it. And if she can't match your pace, your values, your mission, she gets left behind. Now you know the truth, not the lie they sell in rom-coms and love songs. The truth that builds warriors. She left, that's her story. But what happens next? That's yours. You can stay stuck, keep replaying memories, or you can shut the door, block the noise, and rebuild from the ground up. Not for revenge, not for her, for mastery. Mastery over your emotions, over your time, over your purpose. That's Stoicism. It's not about being emotionless, it's about being untouchable. It's about feeling everything and still choosing discipline over desperation. Becoming the kind of man who never has to chase because everything real starts chasing him. Remember this, the woman who left you gave you a gift. The fire you're standing in, it's not here to burn you, it's here to forge you. Into a man who commands respect, not pleads for attention. Into a man who walks with such weight and vision that he doesn't even notice who left, because he's too focused on where he's going. This is your moment. Not to go back, but to go beyond. If you're ready to walk away from who you were and step into who you were born to be, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rise no matter who walks away. Thanks for watching Stoicism. Become the man you were always meant to be. See you in the next one, warrior.